Hi guys, this video is weird and sad to make, and I'm honestly not really sure why I'm making it, but it's more for myself than for anyone else. I pretty much just want to ventilate and really just talk about what happened to get some clarity into it. Oh. I in no way am making this to make more money or want people to feel sorry for me or anything like that. I am in no way doing that. This is just for myself pretty much. I'm really bad at talking about these sorts of things with friends and family, and it might sound weird, but it's honestly easier to talk to you guys and also with myself in one way. And also I'm feeling stupid for just saying this, but obviously in no way I'm thinking that what happened here in Stockholm is more saddening and more heartbreaking than any other terror attack in any other country, in your country, or it all is terrible. But obviously this is more close to heart for me, as I was there and as I live here, as I walk those streets every week, pretty much every day sometimes. I used to work at the place where it happened, and obviously I live here in Sweden, so I am in no way saying that what happened here is worse than any other terror attack or any other attack wherever. So I first off wanted to explain to you and talk through what happened for those of you who don't know. If you are not aware, because I get it, if you are not aware you cannot hear about everything that happens worldwide. It is not weird to not hear everything. So this Friday, April the 7th, a man took a truck and he drove on a walking street. It is like our main street here in Stockholm called Queen Street. He was trying to hit people, which he did. I think right now it is Sunday when I'm filming this, and I think that 4 people has been killed and many others have been hurt, which is honestly a miracle that more people didn't get killed and hurt, because it is the main street and it was a Friday afternoon and everyone was there. I had been walking there, right, like minutes before. So he drove quite far and very fast, and then he crashed into a apartment store, the biggest one here in Stockholm, pretty much like in the central, called Åhléns City. And he actually drove into like the corner of it, and right where the corner is a makeup store where I used to work. And after that he had run out of the car, which is insane that he even lived through that, the man who did it. But they are very sure that they have taken him, and they took him later that night, and nothing points to that it's not him. So that's what happened, and it's very scary to hear about. I don't know if I'm like not making any sense, or if I'm not remembering everything, but if I'm not, I might like write some stuff here. But I also wanted to talk from my point of view, because obviously this is like what I can feel and what I am thinking. And for my point of view, I'm still, to this day, 2 days later, I'm very shaken, and I can't stop thinking like, what if? Which is obviously something that you should not think, but I just cannot not think it. It's, I don't know. The day before that, my friend Hannah had come here. We were going to a concert, a very, very special concert for me. I saw a band that I used to love when I was younger, and my friend Hannah came here only for that concert pretty much and be with me, and then she was going back the 7th back to Oslo, where she lives. So the 7th we got up quite early because she wanted to do stuff that day as she was going back later that day. So we went to the city, and we went to her old job, which is like the King Street, and it is right where the Queen Street is, pretty much. So we were there and talked to her old colleagues and stuff, and then we went and looked through some stores for like clothings, where we're like a little bit of a shopping, and then we walked on the Queen Street, which is the main street where it all happened. When we were at the Queen Street, we were going into Åhléns City, where he crashed the truck. My friend wanted to go in and buy like a face mask or whatever, but we decided to eat something first and take a coffee. We went longer down the Queen Street and sat at a cafe there, which is like a minute from not the accident, I wouldn't say, but where it all happened. So we were very close, and I'm just thinking like, what if we had gone into the apartment store and said that we could take the coffee afterwards? We had been there, that if that was the case, would have been there when it all happened. If we would have like gone into one more store for a look at the Queen Street, we would have been at the Queen Street where it happened. When we sat down and had our coffee, maybe like 5 minutes, and then we heard it on our phones. We got notified from a newspaper. Both me and my friends got it. So when we had been at the cafe for like 5 minutes, we got notified, and the newspaper are probably like a few minutes later than when it actually happened, obviously. Why I'm still very, very shaken, obviously it's not weird to be, but for me, I've never really felt that feeling of, I've never been that scared in my entire life. Because for me, we were at the cafe, we heard it on our phones that someone is driving on the Queen Street. So we got that on our phone. Someone is driving on the Queen Street, which is something that we were just looking at our phones and was like, you can't drive there, you know, that's weird. To people had been hit, to he had crashed into Åhléns City, the apartment store, to people have been killed. And right before we heard that people actually had been very, very hurt, we were sitting at the Queen Street, and people started running for their lives on the street outside, and you know, you could just feel the panic just in the entire cafe. It was such a weird feeling. And then we heard that someone was walking on this Queen Street shooting people, which was just a rumor, because rumors spread, and everything that is like out of the ordinary people get scared of, which is not weird, but rumors can really hurt, obviously. So we were so scared because we were there. We didn't know if someone was running down the street shooting people, and the people at the cafe said that you have to evacuate, you have to go out of the central city, like just go as fast as you can. Like, and that also like made me so scared. One of my friends called me from home just saying like, get out of the central. Me and my friend, we just headed off to another street and didn't know what we were going. We had no idea where we were going. We had no idea where we were, pretty much. I remember now, I know exactly where I was, obviously, because I know Stockholm, like I know every street pretty much. But right in that panic state of mind, I didn't know where I was. And when we got a place to go to, I had no idea how to get there because I was fearing for my life, pretty much. In that time, we heard that there were shootings at another place where we had just been at. So they were shooting there, which was just a rumor, but that was what we heard. That was like something that we thought of. We thought it was real, obviously. And then I just wanted to get home. I was just like, okay, if I walk, I can get home in like 30 minutes. And then we heard that there were shootings where we live. And I had like friends that I've only met like once telling me, like messaging me, like don't go home, there are shootings there. And something that which is just so weird to think about, that I actually get like a bit teary thinking about. Was that when we actually got a text from one of my friends that were home, and she said, you can go to my grandma, she lives here. So me and my friend started walking there. I've never ever walked that fast. And we were walking on this street, and you could go over the road and you could walk by the water. And my friend said to me that, can we please walk by the water, so if something happens, if someone is trying to shoot us, we can jump in the water. Which is so weird to think about. That just really hit me when thinking back at it. Like when I'm thinking back at it, that is what really like it hits me, how scared my friend was and how real it was for us. But we got home to my friend's grandma, which was so nice of her. She was the cutest. So we sat there the entire evening. We ate dinner there and just talked and watched the TV for any updates. Then later that night, because also like why we couldn't like take the train or anything was because the entire city got was, I think it's called like a lockdown, when they just close everything, nothing works, so people can't go anywhere. As I said, my friend was going back later that day to Oslo, but her train obviously didn't go, so she had to stay here at night, one more night. So we had to walk, and I've never ever seen so many people walking, and I've never ever felt that feeling before. Everyone was so confused and scared, and you couldn't call anyone because the phone lines so many people were trying to get a hold of their loved ones, so it just didn't work. You couldn't get a hold of anyone pretty much. I got a text to my two sisters and my mom and dad that I was fine, and that was pretty much it. And also my phone died, which was stressful for me because I wanted to call everyone that I knew. Later that day, the train started going again, so we got home, and then we just was here, and we looked at our phones pretty much 24/7 for any news update. So for me, it was more than just someone, like the terror attack in my head when it happened was so much greater than, not greater, like it was bigger than in my head it was a bigger terror attack. I thought there was a lot of people involved, which it wasn't. What I've heard right now, it's only been one person taken for it who did it, and no one else really was involved with the terror attack. Personally, maybe they had, like, I don't know, talked about it with him or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, so that is what happened, and I am still shaken about it, but I'm fine. And everyone in Sweden is mourning, obviously. We have never ever been through anything like this. Some people say that it's not weird that it happened because it has been happening a lot lately in other countries, and I obviously had thought of it, that it can happen, but you never know when or how you will react. And it was so nice to see how people saw their neighbor or the person that they walked through on the streets. They opened up their homes for people. They drove miles to get families home because the trains didn't work. People were so lovely and kind, and I'm so happy that we behaved in such a good way, everyone that was involved and in Stockholm. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I'm actually going on a manifestation, I think it's called, here on the Sergels Torg, which is where it all happened pretty much. It is like a big square where people will meet up, and we will just have a minute for the people that passed and for everyone involved. So I'm going there now. Actually, I'm going to meet up with some friends, and later today I am going to my sister's, as it is her birthday today, the 9th. So yes, I don't know if this made any sense. I just wanted to talk about it. I just wanted to ventilate and talk to you and tell you how it felt for me. I saw that a lot of you asked how I was doing, if I was safe, and I'm so grateful for you guys. You are so kind, and I can't believe that people all over the world care how I'm feeling, what is happening to me. So thank you so much to everyone that gave me their well wishes and asked if I was fine. It's beautiful how you can see so much kindness in when something like this has happened. Thank you so much for being so kind. You guys are amazing. I'm so happy that I am safe, and I hope you guys are safe, and yes, that is all.